It's time we address the LGBT elephant in the room when it comes to the Georgia shooter, Colt Gray. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the central element to the Georgia shooter case, in my humble opinion, and that is the identity of the shooter, 14-year-old Colt Gray. Now, as I said from the beginning, there's an LGBT element to all of this. The shooter is gay, and he was regularly bullied for being gay. But I don't think him being gay is the ultimate reason why he did this. There was a lot of red flags that came before this whole thing played out, which is why the father is locked up where he should be. Now, let's just go through some mugshots, shall we? Okay, let's go through a few mugshots. First, we have 14-year-old Colt Gray, and a lot of you guys called it from the beginning. Look at his hair, look at the way he looks, kind of on the edge of being transgender or something like this. So you already see that there's something going on that isn't quite normal, okay? You guys already see that something's happening here. That's the first mugshot. We have more. All right, let's keep on going. Now, of course, this is his father, Colin Gray, 54 years old, and he got locked up because of the neglect, really. How are you going to have the FBI come visit your home and warn you about your son potentially being a school shooter, and then your bright mind says, hey, you know what? Okay, son, I know you might be a school shooter. I know you're being bullied for being gay. I know you're being ridiculed. I know I've spoken to you about the school shooters and how these whole things play out, because I'm worried you might do that. But what I'm going to do is hand you an AR for Christmas. And then you use that same weapon to go and take 4 lives. And again, may those people rest in peace and prayers out to their family. Now, this is the mom. Now, you might be asking me, hey, ABL, why did the mom get locked up? What did she do? Did she give him the ammunition? No. You see, the mother has a lengthy rap sheet. A lot of drug arrests, a lot of domestic violence. Same thing with the father. From what I heard, when the Grays moved into the house they live in now, it was instantly problems right away. You're talking about yelling and screaming and punching and kicking, and the mom's on drugs. They found fentanyl on her. She's locking Colt and I believe his sibling out of the house. They're banging on the door. Mommy, let us in. Just really a dysfunctional family at the end of the day. And I think the LGBT part is just a manifestation of how dysfunctional the home life was. That's what I think. Now, we have a lot to get through, actually. Let's go ahead and get to this news clip here from NBC News. Shout out Lester Holt. Then we're going to get into some more. We have audio from the dad. We got a lot. All right. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
In Georgia, the first court appearances today for the 14-year-old and his father charged in this week's deadly high school shooting. Priya Schrader is there. Priya, what happened in court today?
That's right, Lester. Neither father nor son entered a plea in court today, but the district attorney did say there could be even more charges to come for the suspected shooter.
Tonight, the 14-year-old charged in the deadly shooting at Appalachia High School, shackled with hair covering his face in his first court appearance.
You're charged with 4 counts of felony murder.
Family members of victims sitting in the first row. Soon after, his father, Colin Gray, appeared in the same courtroom.
Are you Mr. Colin Gray?
He's facing involuntary manslaughter and second-degree murder charges in connection with the shooting.
I want to pause right here because in my previous video, I said that he should get these charges, and then there was some kickback. Oh, well, it's not his fault that the son did that. Come on, man. Like, let's just use our brains a little bit. Let's use our brains just for a second. Just for 1 second. If the FBI and GBI come to your house and tell you that your son is a potential school shooter, they tell you that your son allegedly sent threats to his former middle school. If you know your child's being bullied, he's being ridiculed every day, and you're talking to him about the school shootings that have happened in the past because you don't want him to go down that same direction, why would you give him a gun? Why would you put that in his hands? Your job as the father is to keep all the guns in the house locked up and away from the boy until he's able to get the help that he needs. And then maybe once you see some improvement, allow him to have access. But I would say as long as he's under your roof and he's a minor, you should not let him get access to the guns if you know that he's already unstable and he might do something that's dangerous that could hurt you and other people.
These charges stem from Mr. Gray knowingly allowing his son, Colt, to possess a weapon.
Two law enforcement sources familiar with the investigation tell NBC News that Colin Gray gave his son an AR-15 style rifle as a gift after they were interviewed by authorities last year, following several anonymous tips that Colt made threats online.
You got to be the dumbest person in the world to do something like that. After all the threats, like if the feds come to your house, that should be kind of a big beeping red stop sign. Don't give him a weapon. Don't allow him access to your weapons because he could shoot up a school.
I don't know anything about him saying like that, and I'm going to be mad as hell if he did. And then all the guns will go away, and they won't be accessible to him.
He said he was shocked by the suggestion his son was making threats.
Like, it's no joke.
But we wouldn't be here if it was.
No, I know. And I'm telling you right now, we talk about it quite a bit. Okay. All the school shootings, things that happen.
Yeah,
hey, are you getting picked on at school? He is. He's getting picked on at school, and is everything okay? That's why I keep going up there.
Now, they keep talking about all these school shootings. In my humble opinion, all you were doing is kind of, giving them reasons why he should do it. And then you give him the tool to actually go out and finish the job he had in his mind already.
Court records suggest the suspect had a turbulent home life. Last year, his mother, Marcy, pleaded guilty to a family violence charge, and according to an arrest warrant, fentanyl was found in her car. But tonight, this community is focused on remembering the 4 lives lost. Students Christian Angulo and Mason Schermerhorn, and math teachers Christina Irami and Richard Aspinwall.
Now, before we continue, I just want to say something right quick. There was some controversy over, I think, local news out there in Georgia. And I think they had posted an article and they were talking about the shooter. And then they had this kid right here, Mason. They had him in the picture and you would think that he was the shooter. And I kind of caught that when I was covering it at first, because the way that they showed him, even in the news clip, it was kind of confusing. Because I understood that he was a victim in the situation, but the way that they showed it, people might think that he was the shooter. So there was some issues with that. I don't know what that was all about, if it was on purpose, on accident, but yeah, that was a pretty big mistake. You don't want to show someone else's picture in an article where you're talking about a school shooter if they're not the school shooter.
Schermerhorn, and math teachers Christina Irami and Richard Aspinwall, known to many as Coach A.
He saw something in me, and he just never let it go, ever.
His former player, Quentin Hyde, says he became a coach because of him.
Just knowing that impact he had on me, I want to have that impact on somebody.
Priya Sridhar, NBC News, Winder, Georgia.
So there we have it. Now, let's continue here. I want to read some of this. There's a video here, but it's not really what is, important. Let's just read some of this. So he was bullied for being gay and expressed frustration with the acceptance of transgender people. All right, here we go again. This is yet another situation with a kind of confused LGBT, transgender, just like the shooting in Nashville at the Covenant School. Same kind of situation, in my humble opinion. It's becoming a pattern. And as I was saying on social media, I think at a certain point, we should recategorize these people as mentally ill so they can get the mental help that we need, rather than us just kind of playing into their delusion, which could ultimately lead to them crashing out and causing a really serious problem in society. But let's continue. So the account referenced Adam Lanza. He had a Discord account. So on Discord, he was talking about Adam Lanza, Sandy Hook, and he shared a desire to target elementary school and expressed frustration with the acceptance of transgender people, according to CNN. Now, the father reportedly told Jackson County Sheriff's Office last year that his son was bullied at school for being gay. It was very difficult for him to go to school and not get picked on. It went from one thing to another. I was trying to get him on the golf team, and they were like, oh, look, Colt's gay. He's dating that guy. Just ridicule him day after day after day. During the same interview, Colin Gray said his son gets flustered and under pressure and doesn't really think straight. He knows the seriousness of weapons and what they can do and how to use them, not to use them. Well, he may have known how to use weapons, but what he didn't know how to do was regulate his emotions and control his mental challenges, which is why what happened wound up happening. Again, rest in peace to all those who died. Prayers out to their family. You guys did not deserve what happened to you. But as I close, I want to say this. Let's use a little bit of common sense here at a certain point. If your son has these kind of issues, focus on getting him help. Okay, get him some mental help first. Lock the guns up first. Some are going to say, well, what did the FBI do? Well, what could the FBI do? Could they come in there and just take his weapons? I'm not trying to advocate for no red flag laws. I think it should be upon you as a father and, and shepherding your minor children to make sure that they don't have access to things that they shouldn't when you know there's a problem. Normally, if everything's fine and he's mentally right, allow him to have access to guns. Allow, you guys go out there and you shoot whatever. But when you know something's not right, when you know your son has some issues, that shouldn't be. Lock your guns up, get him the mental help, and then we go on. Because when you don't do the thing that makes sense, when you don't exercise common sense, people often get hurt, as was the case out here in Winder, Georgia at Appalachia High School. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what happened here? Do you think it could have been prevented? Do you think the whole LGBT thing should have been maybe looked into a little bit more? Is it a mental illness? Have we seen a pattern with these shootings and whatnot where somebody just had problems? And I think it's not even about him being gay. I don't care. Gay, straight, whatever. That's your business, personal. Especially if you're an adult, do your own thing. But I think the LGBT piece is just a manifestation of a bad home life. You're getting beat on by your mom. You're getting beat on by your dad. Your mom's on fentanyl. She's going back and forth to the penitentiary, to jail, whatever. Your dad, he might be drinking. It might be some drugs involved with him. He might have been locked up. The whole family's messed up. Like I said, neighbors were saying that as soon as they moved in, it was automatically problems. And I think we've all been around those kind of families where it's going to be something. Every Wednesday, the police come to their house. We know those kind of families. This was that. And that's what wound up leading to all this happening, unfortunately. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.